David and Michelle are on their way to Michelle's family's house, okay, parents' house. She, tells David straight up, I'm struggling in Chicago. He said, wait, you struggling in Chicago? She said, no, I'm struggling in this marriage. And I said, this woman, she don't take no breaks.
None. But she's another one. She does this a lot too. The same thing that we was talking about that MM does. She does it a lot too, where they can't just have moments. You know what I mean?
At all.
And then the truth of the matter is David is the one who should be constantly on a soapbox. You know what I mean? And they can't just have moments without her running something back. Let's talk about this. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go back to this. And he we in the middle of a pool game. Can you just go? It's your turn.
Well, the problem is that he did give her something to talk about. David sends Michelle a text message. And the text message says, you look so good. I just want to eat you up. Now, what I appreciated was that Michelle did not take that information to her family, little gathering. She kept it close to her chest so she could process it. I did appreciate that. But when she said, yeah, I didn't want to bring it up in front of my family, you were like, yeah, why would you?
Why would you bring that? Doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm not giving you no kudos for that. Why would you shouldn't at any point in any marriage, good, bad, or indifferent, just spew your dirty laundry all over your family. That's crazy.
That's a good point. Well, she didn't do that, but we did learn a bit about Michelle. Michelle has always been mean and a curmudgeon. Basically, what they did was affirm.
They did
everything we thought about Michelle. When the best friend was like, I didn't like her when I met her. I was like,
she was mean. That's what I heard. I don't know what y'all heard, but I heard
she was antisocial, but I felt the word was mean.
Yeah. I thought she was mean. That's how it translated to me.
And it felt like, okay, Michelle, you're just like this to everyone, which might have softened my tone against her. Because in my brain, I'm like, how could you be this mean? But if that's just your nature, then okay, I guess.
Maybe.
You know what I mean? I guess. So basically what they tell us is that Michelle needs more time to open up, which, why do y'all think y'all have so much time?
You signed up for a show called Married at First Sight. The whole essence of the show is we're on skates here. We doing all of this very fast. I don't know why everybody is leaning on this time thing. Y'all never had time, but y'all do have a date.
And that's just it, and that's all. And guess what? So does David.
Period.
No, an actual date. He got places to go and bitches to sit.
Yes, he does.
Now, David, she done asked this man, okay? She done asked David, who was the message for?
Yo, this took me out.
This cringed my soul. And I genuinely thought, she said, Neil, to give context, Michelle said they had been hanging out all day. And then that night, David went out with Madison and Alan. Okay? Now, I don't know how true. David went out with Madison and Alan, okay? That night. So she's saying, well, who was the message for if, you're... I can't. I just can't. It was too many lies.
She was getting crazy secondhand embarrassment.
I was getting severe secondhand embarrassment because I was very proud of how Michelle handled it. Even though Michelle got on my goddamn nerves, y'all need to take notes, okay? Because this heifer understood the assignment. She was never going to get above this.
Yeah.
Because she had the facts. You're lying. And the fact was you were lying. You know what I mean? Full stop. For you to then turn around and say it was your cousin.
It was giving me secondhand embarrassment.
And this is my feeling. He had no reason to lie.
No.
Right? But
no, stand doing it. Yeah, that was my...
Just like he was talking about, I'm talking to a girl from Tinder. I was talking to somebody else in the morning.
I was talking to my girlfriend. The one person who actually pays me attention, asks me questions. I used to love her, and I still do. I wanted him to do all of that. Because y'all know I do. I said last week, I don't care. I wanted him to stand on it.
And I honestly would have felt like it would have been, it would have
been a release.
Yes. Yeah. And if you were going to lie, give me the respect and think about it. Because the moment you sent it, right? He said that he sent the text, then tried to unsend it. So the moment you sent it, you knew you did something wrong. You trying to tell me you wasn't thinking about that lie from that moment? I'd have had that lie. And I would have had a screenshot of the food. If you don't think I wouldn't have had a screenshot of the food.
Because then she asked him, well, can I see the food? And he was like, yeah. Then he starts scrolling through his phone. But then he
bro,
says,
you're unprepared.
But then he says, no, I don't want to do this. When he realized that he don't have a screenshot of the food, then she's asking him, well, can you describe the food? So
Joe, I'm embarrassed. It's not funny. It's really embarrassing.
Then he says, it was a white plate.
I don't know. It was a white plate. It was a black plate. It was a gray plate.
Then he said,
it was dumplings. It was chicken fried rice.
Yeah,
like, bro,
it was, I don't know. It was Asian fusion. It was exotic. It was maybe dumplings, maybe orange chicken.
He ain't even had to go out like that, bro. And I'm sitting here thinking, you would have been better off just being straight up with her and being like, bro, you're a weirdo. And I've tried.
And I gave up. So I went on a date.
I would have respected it more.
She's a bad one.
For real. I would have respected that more.
I really would have.
And I get it, because I used to lie to people too. So I understand how it could get away from you. But
that
I mean, damn, bruv. Like,
it was getting away from him.
The problem, it never was with him.
It was never
with him.
He was also never there.
He was never there. It just was so like,
that
but
was wearing me out.
So, I want to say this though. What's weird to me is that he had all I'm going to say is that what was weird to me is that he had no problem saying that he talks to his exes.
Yeah.
But didn't tell the truth about where the text message came from.
Right.
That's odd to me. Because if it just came from one of your exes, you would just say that.
I would think so.
So that's odd to me.
When they say what a tangled web we weave, that's what the hell they talking about.
I know. Y'all don't even know how to lie.
I don't know where, like, who knows? The truth is somewhere in there probably. I don't know.
But you know what it also made me feel like? David is not good at this.
Nah, that's not what he do.
It can't be what he does naturally.
Nah.
Because when I tell you, I would have had a picture of the plate and my cousin would have been in it showing me the plate. I'd have been like, bitch, go down there to Chinatown. Was she
in the plate? Was she in the picture?
Was she in the picture?
He said, yeah, she was in the picture. What she have on? I don't know. I wasn't studying her outfit.
Like, all these things. When I mean I would have been so prepared, but that's because I used to lie. So it's like,
this shit was terrible,
so I can tell this is not this man's character.
No, that's not what he did.
But I don't like it because this is what I mean about that lack of commitment to yourself. At the very least, this could have been a eye-opening experience for you alone to just get through it and just be introspective.
But he didn't sign up to go through this alone and have a self-awakening. So that's why I'm like, his process was ruined because his partner is not a participant of the process.
Okay.
She has not shown up.
True.
She has not been active the entire time. Even this whole diatribe is fake outrage to me. You don't care that he's messing with somebody else or sexting somebody else. You don't care.
She just wanted to see what he looked like.
Period. But also, you're Madison, and all you're doing is trying to build a case as to why David was never a good partner in the first place. And the ones of us who saw your bullshit from the beginning, know that it's bullshit, and we was laughing through the whole goddamn thing. I couldn't even take it serious. I just wanted them to figure out whether it was dumplings or orange chicken or duck. You got to figure out what it was, David. Because I told y'all last week, I don't care. I don't care. He didn't sign up to go through this process by himself, and he has been. From the honeymoon, he was by himself.
That's true.
Walking around the coffee shops, tasting the coffee.
By himself.
So he was doing that by himself.
Men don't even drink coffee. But you're right. I think you're absolutely correct in that.
This was inevitable to me. I'm just saying
from a space of self-exploration, my higher self. When I think about my higher self.
Yes.
I'm saying that
and that sounds good and cute, but that's not what they signed up for. Hell, I wish Alan would have got him a side piece too. You know what I mean? And stood on that. Like, yeah, she bad.
But then what does this show turn into?
It turns into, you need to hold these couples accountable. I'm tired of it. It turns into, because what we can't do is invite these people on here to go through a process with another person. Yeah. And then allow that other person to be themselves wayward. Do whatever they want. Leave the apartment. Come and go. Sometimes they show up to events, sometimes they don't show up to events, and now we're holding the other half accountable to still be there by themselves. We can't do that. because it just gets messy. We're either going to require them to both be a part of the process
Right.
or require them to both not be a part of the process. Michelle was already not a part of the process. So now I'm not going to get on David and be like, nah, but you should have stayed in it by yourself. I'm not doing that. I don't care what he's doing.
I'm not saying that he should have stayed in it by himself. I'm saying have the foresight to see what type of person that you're dealing with.
But she's a terrorist. We've seen it already.
But what I'm saying is I wouldn't have given her any ammunition until any. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. I would have preferred you told a better lie.
Keisha didn't like it when you said that.
Don't say that, Joe.
Why?
She didn't. But I would have rather you told me about a lie because, as much as we talk mess about Michelle, I don't think she's a stupid woman. You know what I mean? And
I don't think she is either.
I don't think she's a stupid woman. I think she clocked it just the way it was. And I feel like, and I cannot believe I'm caping for Michelle. And less caping for Michelle. More just like, David, I know this ain't what you do because you are terrible at this. And high key, if I was Michelle, I probably would have said this. Like, you ain't used to this. You ain't even built for this. You out here, you sending messages to the wrong, but you don't even know what the hell you doing. Because you thought you was going to sit up here and tell me some dumbass lie and then try to gaslight me. You are bad at this. So you never did this before? Yeah. And I would have said it straight to his face. Because it's so clear that this young man is in over his head. And I don't like that he gave her the opportunity to see him that way.
And that's the same thing I was saying about about giving them fodder. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm pissed about.
It's the same thing if we keeping it a uniform. It's the same thing applies here. That's what my gripe with him is. I don't like that he gave her another thing.
Because I don't think, and I said this, I don't think he did anything wrong to her.
Yeah.
But I felt like he was wrong in misjudging the moment. Like, this was not you're so close to the end. Just make it to the end. It's only because also we're only talking about 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm. You got a date, like I was saying.
If you Mr. Juan, he's going to be that guy.
Oh, yeah,
for the full 8 weeks. He's not about to turn up calling people funky dog head ass bitches.
Yeah,
he's not about to do that now.
Yeah.
I'm almost at the end.
Yeah, no, finish the process.
Wash my hands of this. So why not just, I'm not saying don't get your ducks set up. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you had to be drunk as hell to send that message to that bitch and you knew it wasn't supposed to go to her.
You had to be.
Them cocktails was cocktail.
And that's really the biggest thing. You just got to finish the process. Even if we've seen more diabolical people finish the process. Y'all remember the John Mirla? I mean, she might be the worst. People forget about her. She might be the worst person to ever grace the air of Married at First Sight. He was such a nice man. And he was such a committed spouse and a part of the process. And she played the role to the point where we all was like,
wait, y'all not going to be together?
She played us all. Got to the end and was like, oh, I don't like this man.
And I kind of appreciated it.
It was terrible.
I hated it and
it was terrible.
Well played.
It was terrible, but she finished the process.
She finished it.
She did.
She committed to herself.
Yeah. It was terrible, though. It was terrible. If y'all don't, because I know a lot of y'all have been telling us that you're new to this. Shout out Tiffany from work. If this is your first season, because she said it was her first season, if this is your first season, go back and watch that season. I don't even remember what number it was, but it was crazy and she was diabolical.
Buzz down. Subscribe to this channel. I'm your girl, Intisar Eleanor. I got to figure out what I'm going to make my husband for dinner. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner. This is the Conner's Couch. Thank you for listening, watching. Make sure you guys are commenting and telling us what y'all think. We love it here. And we love when y'all do that. Bye.
Peace.